But I wonder if that is, since I got the 5/18 on the other side, I just wonder, did I do something wrong with my measuring? You know, you got to kind of wonder about the whole. It's so much nicer when you can just look at the real face directly and not be backwards over here. Up with the 7 and the 2, which I don't think is appreciably different than where we were, but let's see. Nope, yep, 5/18. 5/18, okay. I was hoping they were the same. Because when I measured this one earlier before we took the video, I measured it at 5/18, but I was a little sloppy. So I'm like, which side was I sloppy? This is the one you should have been sloppy on since it's hard, but it's that one. And Tomato Toyo, I love your mics. Make some left-handed ones. Make some left-handed ones. Just because that would be so nice. You come in there. We're semi-ambidextrous as machinists, welders, makers. Just, yeah. I know. A $300 mic will then be $900. And you could sell 4 or 5 of them before the Chinese copy you and have them for $30 a piece. You know, I mean, I'm concerned about myself. I want left-handed ones. I really do. Maybe you make them, and I just don't know. Okay, so now I want to set up 2 indicators on here. Because it's just easier that way. I could figure out the offset and shim I had previously on this setup. Let's see, I have our blocks in here to get us close to square. That was where we were, another video, when we made those blocks, ground them so they just fit in the way. It's real handy to get you close without a lot of work. There's one. So I prefer to have the regular little hard ball points in here if we don't need the others for some reason. I don't think this is the one that was on this indicator. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. They're the same, only different. Why set up 2 indicators? We set up 2 indicators instead of just one, because then it doesn't really matter if we move a little on one end or the other, because what we're looking for is the difference between the 2 indicators. I don't want to use, oh, there's a little base, okay. Uh-oh. Someone was asking me, and I don't remember the model numbers. I like both of these at different times. These are both, this one's a little shorter arm, not quite as stout. Gets into places better. This one is a little bit longer. These are both about the same price, and it is my preferred version of indicator stand most of the time, magnetic indicator stand. Had somebody asking recently what I liked. And should put those close as can be to where we're measuring, actually. Relatively straightish. Okay, so go 0. Make this one 0. Don't really need to worry about all of the in-between things. So, since that one was 18, this one is 14. That one needs to come up 4 to make our parallel. Now, just the fact of loosening it, you can see that this one rocked off a 0 and then came back. That one came down below by 1. So tentatively, I'm going to give it, instead of, we're looking for 4 positive, now I'm going to look for 5 positive, figuring it will rock back up 1 when I tighten it. Which 5 positive? Oops. Does that make sense? If I move it 5 from the minus, it's still back at 4. That doesn't quite make sense. This one's back at 0. Slug it a little, see what it moves to. Yeah. Okay, that one's at 4. This one's at -1 now. It's staying at -1, okay. Ooh. I don't really want to beat on that. I can't really get in there with rubber mallet, so oh well. Oh. Oh. Okay. That went positive on. Okay. That I can do because I can tap it. Want to hand me that tapper? That I can do the opposite way a little bit. I got 0 and 4, which is what I was looking for. See if they tighten to there. Let me get them all tightened. Clamps walk a whole lot more right at first. You're screwing here, this side's pushing, that side's pushing, you don't know which side's got more pressure, things walk, they move. You could imagine it's not supposed to, but in the real world, they do. Just that simple, they do. Okay, and seeing as how I did not move my cut, but I have walked out, we will be taking a slight scratch cut coming back. I don't normally like to cut up, but that's the simplest. We will just turn it on, let it cut up. Yeah, I won't. I say things sometimes, then change my mind. That's interesting when we're on video. Okay, so I was at 140. So what I actually am going to want to do, I'm going to back out a little bit. I'm going to wrap it over. Then my 140 I was at, and should take us close to 0 on this side if I'm back to 140, and there, 18, I'm gonna take it into 150. I had 14 to take here. I'm gonna take it into 148. Give it a light lock. People are going to ask, I'm at 5 3/4 of an inch per minute feed. I am running 388 RPM. The cutter is approximately 6-inch, but it's some kind of a metric cutter, so it's not quite that. Probably 150 millimeter. And after we finished our forks that we did a while back, there it is. I found a very nice 8-inch cutter that I had bought a long time ago that would have worked better than the 6 or the 12 that I was trying to use. I mean, yeah. But there's a real nice 8-inch, which would have been perfect. I forgot I bought it. I stumbled across it the other day. Okay, let's start off with the hard to do side. Turn the noise off for a little bit. I don't know if I turned it off last time or not. Okay, backwards side. Actually, I guess you could film down there on the part that I can't see easily. You even bend and get in there, and oops, I gotta get to where I believe that I really am. It is easier when you can see the readings. But okay. There. Okay, that's better. Okay, so I have 12 at 0. So back that out a little. And then if I go 12, you can keep watching the screen and see if it's the same as I think it is. Is that the same as what we had? Yes. Now I get to see it. Oh, 2.5. Oh, that's both good and bad. Happens sometimes. Means I might have taken more of a cut than I wanted. But if this side comes out, then it was just exactly the right mistake. But if it's not straight and not the same, sometimes we get just a little too proud in our machining stuff we do. Shoot. I'm off by a quarter.
About, yeah.
Yeah. It's close enough. I would have accepted 1. Although for the video, I'd rather have perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Now, how did I come up with... I must have just bounced it all out a little bit. Because obviously I took... And it did look like I was taking more. It did look. And that's something... If this was absolutely had to be that number, into the world, drop dead, as soon as I saw this size chips, I would have backed off and measured it again. Not measured it, but taken a lighter cut. Because what I was at 140. I had 14 thousandths to go on this side. So I should have been able to come in at the 140, except the 140 would have really been right here. So tentatively that would have came back a little bit, but instead somehow I just pushed the whole thing out. Yeah, I don't understand how, because we had two indicators on it. Yeah, sometimes things move. It's 14. Came back to the 140. Only came in 8 thousandths. Well, part's perfect. I did good. No, and I've caught myself on that before. I've had things like this where it comes out just the right size, even though it shouldn't have taken as much as I thought it did. It would. Why it took more this time, I cannot give you a reason. Because yeah. Why? The indicators were at the height of where we were cutting. We had gone across this previously with a setting of 14. The only thing that would make sense that I can see right now is if this machine is more worn than what I had thought it was. If this machine is more off. It's had some inaccuracies, but it hasn't been that far off in the past. We have done a lot of heavy work on it the last 10 years, though. I don't run it every day. Anyway, if it would have came out wrong, the wrong is within tolerance as long as I make this one wrong to match. That's the important thing on this particular job, is that these two match each other. And I can't just slap this one up there and go by. So I'll have to be even more careful. And knowing I did get this, I will creep up on it more closely on the second one. I can't just throw it up here against the blocks and say that's going to be correct, because again, those are on the outside. This one, the drill bit may not, and reamer may not have gone in the same location as it did on this hole here. So I can put the blocks up again as a first movement, but our second and squaring, gonna have to be a little bit more cautious. 14 thousandths, dialed in 8. It took the whole 14. I didn't move 0. Didn't move the indicators. We ended up, when we were done, 0 and 4, which is where we started. So this 0 should have still been at the same place. Sometimes these things happen. Sneaking up on stuff. Numbers where the logical thing is that it didn't set in the same on the table, but the difference from 8 to 14 is 6 thousandths. And I just can't see 6 thousandths difference in the lock there. Did the numbers move? Is it loose? Don't seem to be. Could be like some of the other and just say blah, 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 or edit whatever. No, this is reality. Sometimes you get a part that comes. I've had this happen. It's not that uncommon, really. But most of the time it's a mistake you made and you realize later on. Big place where you make it on lathes is you're thinking radius, you're thinking diameter cuts, and you take a diameter cut, you thought, but you're on a machine that's radius, and then you're like, oh no, after it's done, but you measure it and it's perfect because you were looking for 2 cuts at the finish and it came out just right. That's a mistake that happens. I don't know why this mistake is here, and I don't know why we came out correct. But yeah, I will measure it again. Do we need the video to see me measure it again? Probably not. But I'm going to measure it again for my own satisfaction. I will measure it with both hands nice after I pull it out of the fixture before we go to the second one too. Fact is, I'm not going to change it right off. So I am going to unclamp it and actually measure it just out in where we got good hands that we can do it. And so that might be valuable for the video part. But why it is not what I was figuring, I figured we had one more cut to go. I don't know. I do not know. And then coming up here in another week or so, we have a whole bunch of learning on things I don't know anything about yet, other than what I've seen on other people's YouTubes. And that is, we're going to get a laser welder. We're getting one of the laser welders to play with, the X Laser Labs. They're the one that's sending us a laser welder. And I don't see it as replacing a whole bunch of things that we normally use other welders for, but I see it as an alternate method for some things that you just can't do otherwise. There's kind of some cool things with the laser, but I don't see it as the answer to all of the world's crime. Just the crime that we, if we were trying to steal the jewels in the Louvre or whatever, then we might consider, okay, so now where I am, got gravity, everything helping me, and maybe that's it. Maybe my first measurements, I don't know, 24999. I'm one under now that I'm here where I can have gravity helping me. And nice and upright. Let's see what we get on the other side. It's pretty. I'm amazed at how many people think that you're a good machinist if you can make a pretty surface. I have impressed more people with that than with anything. Okay, and that one's coming just over the 5.25, so we're okay, but not what I was exactly looking for. Close enough. It will work as long as we can make the same mistake. I mean, actually the same perfect operation on the other one, because we never make mistakes. We're machinists. We make planned errors. Planned errors. I didn't plan it. Anyway, yeah, sometimes, don't know why. I do not know why on that one. I can't instruct you or tell you. You can write in the comments, you people that have, because I know some of our viewers are people that are retired, have done this for many years, you've had the same thing. Sometimes it's just, yeah. And then you go, thank you, Lord, because, yeah. Maybe you have suggestions of why it cut so much more. I was taking a light cut on the previous pass. So it wasn't like I had a large different pressure. With the second one, I'm going to do another trick to help keep consistency that I've done before. Is I'll put indicators right on the machine, so I'm not just trusting the lead screw to move it in or out. And we'll go on. Yep. Have a good day.